I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Shut the fuck up.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some lucid shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions, each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Barbershop Talk. Listen, guys, I'm so glad that you're here. I see that you're here. So, hey, go ahead and put your name, put your comments in the comment section so we can get this thing started and let's go over the ground rules of the Barbershop Talk. Let's start with Cedric first. Cedric, what are the rules?
Wait. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop? Yes, it is the barbershop. Yes. I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all
you gotta tell who the park down.
It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Barbershop. Listen, I'm so glad that you guys are here. Hey, I want to talk to you guys for a second, but I want to know, I see 4 people here. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't been here before. Also put a comment in, let me know you're here so we can go ahead and shout you out. All right. It's so good, man. It's been a long week. The week is now over, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you guys are in the house with your boy tonight to have this conversation. It's time. Yeah, I know you guys are probably wondering, what is he talking about? Well, I'm going to play the video in just a minute. All right. I'm going to play the video in just a minute. I saw something that was absolutely crazy. Most people, if you watch TV and you're part of the life and you're part of TV life, you know what I'm talking about by looking at the thumbnail. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Curtis Moore is in the building tonight. All right. Curtis Moore says, happy Friday, panel and chat. Blessings, BMU, man. Thank you for blessing me, Curtis. And thank you for the $9.99 super chat. You are always supportive. Shout out to Curtis Moore, man. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I want to go ahead and play something for Curtis, man, because he's the first gift of the night. And so I definitely always like to play something. And so I'm going to go ahead and play. Let's see what I'm going to give you here. Let's see. I'm going to give you white chocolate. White chocolate. Let's go.
Got a red room, it's the red down when the sun sets in my bedroom. Oh, it feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my body. It feels like I'm inside a flower.
Man, thank you so much for that super chat, man. I love you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to give you one more. Brother Mouse.
Whatever you want, whoa, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Oh, whatever you need, then I'll do. Oh, whatever you want.
My heart belongs to you. Whatever you need. There's nothing I won't do. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. My heart belongs to you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Thank you, Curtis Moore, man, for your $9.99 super chat, man. I appreciate it, guys. If you want to give and be like Curtis Moore, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that button down there at the bottom where the super chat is, and show your boy some love. Don't tell me you love me, but show me you love me, because we're about to have a great conversation tonight. If you would like to come up and be a part of the show tonight, you are welcome to come up. Make sure you have your camera on, because I think when standing on business, we need to see the person who is. All right. I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. The link will be in the chat momentarily. If you do want to come up, it'll be there in just a few moments. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. There's nothing I will do. Whatever you want, my heart belongs to you. Whatever you need, there's nothing I won't do. Whatever you want. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the link is in the chat if you want to join. The link is in the chat. It is pinned in the chat. If you want to join the show tonight, please do so. We'd love to have you on the panel with your boy. All right. So, guys, you know, I got this video that I want to show you guys, and then I want to talk about it. I definitely want to talk about it. Let's see if I got it here. Let me go to my home here. There it is right there. Let's see. I think I got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there it is. All right, now we're about to play this video, but before we do, man, let's see who we got in the back right here. Ladies and gentlemen around the world, put your damn hands together for the one and the only, the oldest man in the Black Man Unfiltered Network, the man that shakes sheets and don't beat his meat because he got plenty to share. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for R. Payne. He's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, R. Payne?
What's going on, man? Sam,
man, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Right.
So R. Payne, I was just talking to the audience. As you've seen the thumbnail, it says it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. And so I definitely want to play this video because I think it's time, R. Payne. I think that we've gotten to the point in relationships that we need to start realizing who appreciates us as Black men and who does not. And so we want to make sure that we share that. So I'm going to share that right here, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
The title should have been "It's Way Past Time."
Way past time. I like that. All right, here we go.
Stay-at-home dad. In our household, the women are the breadwinners. That's the way we run things here. That's the way we like it to be structured.
Nick is a trophy husband, if you will.
We prefer it that way, honestly. Like, I would go crazy if I was at the house all the time, and I pride myself on being a breadwinner, and Jenny's right there with me. I am a manager at an organization company. Jen is management in an IT company. Jen and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much because he just moves a square at a time. Meanwhile, the queen, she's all over the board. Okay, the queen's got all the power. The king just
this is wild, bro.
I am a stay-at-home dad.
R. Payne?
Is there more to this fucking travesty of life? Is there more to it? Listen, man. The guy, first of all, it wouldn't be so bad if the guy wasn't grifting so hard, man. I can't get on. I hear what he's trying to say. He's got the fat chick. He's got the big back. He got a couple of chicks. He's bagging them out. He's living his life. He's living his life. And then he's just going along with it. Oh, I'm a house dad. Yeah. Every time he says it, I'm feeling through the screen that he's saying. God,
he says he's a trophy. They say he's a trophy husband.
Trophy husband. He said, man, how did I know this swinging this Johnson can get you so much? That's it. Man, that's funny. That's funny. He doesn't listen. I don't believe he believes a thing that he's saying. He's just going along with it for as long as it lasts.
Yeah, I think now I think that I've been watching him and
never gonna
following.
be the norm, though. You know that.
Yeah, I've been watching him and following him, and I just found out that he just married a third woman. It's another girl in there. She's younger, and she's younger. And so he has an older woman, a middle-aged woman, and a young woman that's taking care of him, and they love doing it. They even talked about the sex and how they allowed each other the moments to have moments with him and have sex with him, and they have a lot of respect for each other when it comes to spending alone time with him. And so, I mean, Arpain, is it time? Is it time for men to seek what it is that this man is living? Or I mean,
if you had a clip of Neo and his three whores, chicks, right? If he had, Neo and his three, because I mean, I don't know if it's time, but first of all, it's not. I hear it, we're talking Isaiah 1 and all that kind of stuff. It's not. I don't think it's going to be the norm, man. Most guys can't even handle one chick, man. These women have made a deal with themselves to be with this guy, right? It's not even his. It's not like it's his doing, right? If these women have decided that, instead of being out in the street, I'm gonna go ahead. I got at least, if I'm gonna get my rocks off, I got a guy that's safe, right? The chicks with Neo, right? If I'm gonna do it, this is my thing. I don't know if these chicks are fooling around with any men on the outside. I wouldn't be able to. I don't know if I would say the same thing about Neo's girls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, I mean, women are cleaving around the guy. For them, he has the money. For this guy, the women have the money, and he's just doing his service. So it's never going to be like that. I mean, come on, half the guys can't even talk to women. Most guys can't. Too many guys can't even talk to one woman. I don't think that'll ever be the norm. Ever. But I mean, it's good. It's a good conversation piece. I mean, some men will say he got lucky. Some men will say he's outside. I mean, what's that called? Polygyny?
Yep. They love that man.
Yeah.
Especially that big one. She'll do anything for him.
Well, Miles said, I'll be surprised. Listen, man, it's very few men living their life like that. I mean, if we talk percentages, I mean, it's not like it's unheard of, right? This guy's not unique in what he's doing, but let's explore when you say it's about time. Is it time? Is it time for what? Is it time for men to try to set themselves up that way?
Yeah, look, is it time for women to, since women outnumber men, is it time for women to realize, hey, listen, I may not get a man, and sharing one may be the only way.
Well, you know what? The women are sharing men anyway, but it's like plausible deniability. Before some of these coyotes will actually admit to sharing one guy that they have to succumb to in a household where it's him and them three. Just think about the typical hyena. And how is that going to work? They might be sharing that guy, anyway, but not in some kind of unit. They don't even know how to bond with anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you can't take the mentality of the women that we have now, if we're talking about black women, the 92%, and think that they would, I think they'd rather roast in hell than doing that. Not that they ain't sharing the guy, but make it public and say, yeah, here's one guy. I'm working my ass off. These are the bitches who want to do 50-50. They're going to say, I'm working my ass off just because this guy is swinging some Charlie. I'm going to be in the household. I'm going to come home and then, he can sleep in one room A, one B, and C. I just don't see that happen. The mentality of the women will have to change dramatically. And if it changes that much, they might as well just become traditional again. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to extrapolate the modern way women think. They share men, but they don't share men in unison with other women. They share men by happenstance, right? Because they all want the same kind of man, right? As long as I don't, as long as you stay out of my business, right? You could have this guy. I didn't know you were dealing with him, but hey, you know what? I'm just part of the rotation. I'm kind of rambling, kind of putting it in some kind of thing, but I don't think the women will ever go through, not in mass, and I don't think the men, and the percentage of the men that we have now, who would you think will be doing that with the fact that we have an overabundance of sassy men and men who've been raised by women and they're emotional wrecks with muscles? How many of those guys could pull off something like that? Oh, you're on mute.
I believe culturally it could happen. I believe in other cultures it could happen. I think like if in an Arab nation or Asians would probably be open to it. I know for sure white women would do it for sure. There's a few white women that would actually. Oh, absolutely. White women would do it for sure. Especially with a black man, they would do it. White women are more nurturing. Let's talk about it because a lot of people don't want to talk about it right now. White women are more, and I believe even Anita, what's her name? Anissa said the same thing. Anissa said white women are easier to talk to. This is a black woman saying this. They're easier to talk to. They're nurturing. They're more open, and because she said because they ain't never been through nothing.
That's not. Let me ask you what woman is not easier to talk to than a modern black woman?
Right, you're right. I agree. The black women are just not easy to talk to. They're not. And I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, women, you should be." I heard a pastor say Sunday that men should be more vulnerable with their women. I said, and I was offered the opportunity, I don't know if it's going to be this Sunday. I have to reach back out to him because he did call me. I don't know if it's this Sunday or next, but a pastor reached out to me and said he watched my YouTube channel, and since it's Men's Month, Health Month, they're going to talk about men's mental health, and he wants me to be on stage and he wants to question me in front of the congregation about how men are being treated by women. I'm gonna light their ass up. I'm not gonna hold no. Listen, when I tell you I'm not gonna hold any punches, brother, I'm not holding out of one.
Oh man,
I can't wait. So I'm gonna reach back out to him tomorrow because we need to make them have a video. And I'm gonna have somebody video on the whole thing.
Yeah, because I definitely need to see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said he's gonna have me on stage, and then he's gonna have another guy with an opposition on the other side. That's fine. Which I'll eat his ass up too. He ain't gonna be ready. But I was listening to Brian McKnight today.
What's going on with him?
His son had prostate cancer at 33. He just died at 33 of prostate cancer.
Passed away. Oh wow. Okay.
But he was distant from his son. Like his son him and his son were estranged because he was having mommy issues because mama presented daddy in a horrible light to his children, and they hated him for it. And so he didn't want anything to do with him. And he went found another woman and got remarried, and the children really got mad when he married an Asian woman. Right. But now they're dragging him because he didn't go to his son's deathbed and be there for him.
You know what, man? I think some people need to try to find a way to ignore the social media, man.
Right.
No matter what they say, after a while, man, the news cycle keeps spinning, right? And the more you respond, the more you keep shit alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, listen, he's not the first man who's estranged from his children. So it's like he's not like breaking new ground just because he had a name. Sometimes, I don't know I don't know all the story, but the kids were spoiled, man. They wanted money from him. I heard he was like paying for them all the way into their late 20s.
He got them an apartment, and when they start bad mouthing him online, he brought out the receipts. He showed the lease He told them, when this lease is up, I'm not renewing it. You have until this lease is up to be on your own. You're grown men. You're 30 and 25. You're grown.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. These people are tripping, man.
But everybody's dragging him. You know, everybody's dragging the man, saying that Brian McKnight is horrible. He's a horrible father, and we're gonna boycott his concert.
Well, so here's the thing. It's not. Well, here's the problem. Right? It's not everybody. You know, it's the people who are vocal, right? And it seems like it's everybody because the people who are vocal negative, they speak the loudest. We don't know what the numbers really are. I mean, most people don't. You know, most people probably don't care.
Right.
You know, so if I don't care, I'm not going to say anything one way or the other.
And you know what else pissed me off and rubbed me the wrong way? I was listening to what's the young lady's name that played the Little Mermaid, the first Black mermaid?
Oh, my girl, Hallie.
Hallie, yeah. Everybody is, her and her baby father are going through some things right now, and he gave text messages to the court, but somehow, you know how it is when it's a celebrity, somehow the text messages got leaked.
Well, he might have leaked.
Right. And Hallie, in the text messages, she was talking about hurting herself, hurting the baby. Yeah. She was talking about hurting him, killing herself.
He got granted a restraining order against her.
So, yeah. And so, but guess what? Once they were talking about this on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Yeah. They were talking about this. What other show they were talking about this on? And it pissed me off.
Oh, you mean the slant that they had?
Oh my God. They were saying, but she just had a baby. Oh, the Breakfast Club. She just had a baby. He need to understand her more.
No.
He needs to be more understanding. And I was so confused.
Baby, and she just had the baby. Here's the thing, man. The BMU, man, listen. First of all, she shouldn't be allowed to take the kid with her to across the seas.
Exactly.
It don't even have to be that way. If I'm here, let the kid stay with me. She can go gallivant and do all that shit. What she's gonna do is give him to somebody else when she's working.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm saying, why do we have to, she's being vindictive against this guy.
Exactly.
It's questionable that he ever touched her, right? And in her first allegation, and now with these text messages, she's, prone to believe that she'll make some stories up.
Yep. It's mental illness.
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing in her favor, right? I think people ain't really thinking about this too much. She had a chance to be a mega star. She had a chance to be a Disney, one of the biggest media companies in the whole world, if not the biggest, a star for them. And she let this asshole shoot up the club and have a baby and blew it all. It's her fault. But the fact is that it was a trade, right? I'm going to trade my future so I can have a kid and me and you are going to raise him. Probably not the best deal, but when that shit went sour, then she said, what the fuck did I do? Right? She could have had DDG as long as she wanted, as long as they didn't have no kid.
Yep.
They'd probably still be going together.
Yep.
Right? And be a starlet. And him be a mega streamer. When she made a choice to let him, and it's her fault. Yeah, broke the club. It's her fault for letting him do it. Right? I mean, he's going to take sex from a woman any way she gives it, just like every other man.
Yep.
And and she put all her future on the line for this dude, and it didn't work out the way she wanted, and so now she's crazy over it. That's how I see it. So listen. So it manifests itself in all the F shit that she's doing with him, trying to control him through the baby, and that's the way I see it, man. It's enough time for us to keep. I give her a little bit of grace because of what she gave up to be a mother.
I'm going to listen. Let me tell you something. I'm going to play a little bit of this. This is our boy on the celebrity junk. I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
Who was
So
with
you
it? You got talking about my O'Shea?
He was talking about the couple.
O'Shea's good, man. O'Shea's crazy. Oh man, look at this guy, man. Shit.
Let me see. Let me pull it up. Ladies and gentlemen, my boy JT is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, JT?
What's happening, fellas? What's going on, man?
What's been hiding, man? Where you been hiding, brother?
Man, it's been a lot going on, bro. It's been a lot going on, man.
I hear you.
Yeah, I had my grandfather came in town for a funeral.
Damn, you still have a grandfather?
Yeah, man, he's 98. So yeah, so he's here. We're supposed to be celebrating Father's Day because he's leaving earlier, so we're supposed to be tomorrow celebrating Father's Day with him.
Man, that's cool.
Yeah, nice. Get the family. But he was here because one of his brothers had passed away. And it's only him and his other one out of, I think they had like 14, 15 of them. And now they down to 2.
Yeah, man. I have my stepmother's sisters going out of, like, they had 10 of them. They have a vintage picture of all of them standing together. Mm-hmm. She's the only one left, and she's like pretty much, I think she's 90.
Man, yeah. That's the side of my family at last.
So JT, do you know about the couple that's on the thumbnail? The huge couple that's on the thumbnail?
I know nothing about that. It doesn't. I was thinking that it was just a random picture.
Yeah, I thought it was just a random picture. You gonna play that again, and then you're gonna get on O'Shea.
Stay-at-home dad. In our household, the women are the breadwinners. That's the way we run things here. That's the way we like it to be structured.
Nick is a trophy husband, if you will.
We prefer it that way, honestly. Like, I would go crazy if I was at the house all the time. And I pride myself on being a breadwinner, and Jenny's right there with me. I am a manager at an organization company. Jen is management in an IT company. Jen and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much because he just moves a square at a time. Meanwhile, the queen, she's all over the board. Okay, the queen's got all the power. The king just
this is wild, bro.
I am a stay-at-home dad in our house.
What do you think, JT?
What in the beta male? That shit is wild.
Now, hold on a second. I want to share this with y'all. Let me share this screen real quick because O'Shea did a video on it. And this is O'Shea had to say.
And what was different about this situation was he had 2 wives, but he is not the provider. They were the provider for him. And of course, people were going around saying that he was a bum. You know, the women that he had didn't look so good and all of that. But now there's another third white woman in the picture. And they all work while he stays home and takes care of the kids. Now, this is an interesting situation because most guys in polygamy are the provider, and obviously he's not that. But in the same light, he's black, married to all white women, and for a lot of black men, this is a very interesting turn of events. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it's an interesting turn of events. Now, what I'd like to do is I'd like to play a clip of Dr. Umar Johnson talking about this, and I'm going to come back.
Black men date white girls because you don't value black women. And if you don't value black women, you also have very little self-esteem as a black man as well when it comes to race. You may have a lot of self-esteem athletically. You may have a lot of self-esteem economically. You may have a lot of self-esteem socially. You may have a lot of self-esteem academically. But when it comes to your Africanity, you have low self-esteem. If you believe that the black woman is less than the white woman, you also believe the black man is less than the white man. You can't have it both ways.
So guys, the reason why I want to play that, because what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying, As a pro-black, I do feel that there's a certain amount of truth to it. Maybe not always, but there is a certain amount of truth to it. But I do want to talk about
what are y'all thoughts? What are your thoughts on what Dr. Umar had to say?
Well, go ahead, JT. Go ahead.
Dr. Umar is full of shit. Dr. Umar, yeah, he's definitely full of shit. That Africanity and all this shit that he's talking about, it looks crazy as hell. While he's sitting here talking about how beautiful the black woman is, he's being disrespected by black women. And one mainly is his daughter, right? And it's not like he's walking around here as a man that's being respected. This man's being disrespected left and right. And he keeps contradicting himself when he keeps talking about this whole Pan-African malarkey that he's talking about. It doesn't, nobody's taking this man serious anymore because he don't stand on business. When you're talking about what he thinks about my man with the white women, he really don't have anything to say. In all actuality, as I'm thinking about it, my man is winning right now. You winning.
He's winning big time.
So I don't have anything. It's strange because it's not something that you're gonna see every day.
And think about it. He got 3 different stages of women. The oldest one, she's 48, 49. The middle-aged one in her 30s. Right? The youngest one is 28. So he has 3 different factions of women.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now he's winning. I don't think that, for one, I don't think that the average man would be able to pull that one off.
No.
Secondly, if he's not set up for the worst that can happen, then it can really go bad for him. Now that I've seen a little bit of the clip, I think I've seen it on what channel? Bravo, I think. Not Bravo.
TLC.
TLC? Yeah, TLC. Because I was about to say either that or We TV. So it was on TLC. And they're starting to show a lot of those type of reality shows. So they got that one. They also have one where the man that lived a polygamous life, and that whole thing has brought, he had 4 wives, 3 of them they left him, and he's only stuck with 1 wife now. And they created a lot of, I'm talking about dogs, since the early 90s, he was married to a lot of these women, and they had a lot of businesses. I mean, not a lot of businesses, but a lot of real estate. And now, since all of that has broken up, it's like, how do they live now? You got one of the women, she's remarried. Then you have another woman. And by the way, they all are white. And then you have another woman that actually was his first wife, his number 1 wife. If you look it up, it's called, I have to look it up again, but it still is just turned back on TLC. And I'm talking about, these people got a lot of, and they're trying to split this stuff up. So the wife that he originally was married to, they got a divorce so he can marry the wife that he's with right now. The other 2 were, it was crazy. It's just crazy when you see it. And they were born into that, right? They didn't have this whole thing of affection and all this stuff. It was basically, they lived on compounds and things like that. And now it's the end of it. But he set up straight. The man got money and assets and all of this stuff. You talk about being a house husband to 3 wives. Yeah, you winning right now. But if you don't have anything set up, if you don't have any assets that's like your assets, because this guy, I almost said his name, but if you guys look it up on TLC, this guy had it set up where if it all goes down, falls, that man is still set up. And him and the wife that he's stuck with, the one that he's actually married to now, they set for life. This man has a lot of children with all the women that he was with. A lot of them, and that whole legacy thing. They just had a funeral for one of his sons that deleted itself, and so they had to get together and stuff like that. And man, it's not what people think it is. That polygamous thing, you got to be really serious about it. There's rules to it, and what happened was that once they start veering away from the traditional rules and things, everything started to fail. You hear how the women are talking now. They're like, I feel so much freer and all kind of other stuff. And the dude that they were with, he's all over the place. That shit is not what it's all cracked up to be. I don't think it's all as bad as people think. If you don't know anything about it, then it's like, you just don't know anything about it. You got to learn about it. But it ain't what people think it is, especially during these times right now, because that ideology of femininity, man. I mean, that feminist movement is tearing everything up right now. The mindsets of these women right now, I can't see a man being safe having a polygamous relationship or polyamorous for that matter. They tearing this shit all the way up, man. So yeah, what that dude is doing right there, he's definitely what they would consider, the manosphere would consider a beta.
Hey, so those kids are his?
And
this guy we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them?
Well, he had the older lady had a kid when they met.
Okay.
But everybody else organically has
all the other ones are his. So that when he met the oldest one, she had a 2-year-old or some shit. The boy's 16 now though.
Well, the point is that, I mean, it's a good talking, a conversation to have. Let's just say, like what JT said, this shit's not all peachy keen. And just like regular relationships, these things fall apart too. Right?
Yep.
Matter of fact, they have more degrees of failure points because there's more people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if one person starts to get disgruntled, now they're impacting a group of 5 or 4, depending on how big the situation is. So, I mean, it's good while it lasts for the people who agree with it. But I tell you what, you guys know Miss Polly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Polly? It'll be interesting to hear her take on that tape.
I think Miss Polly's full of shit.
Yeah, well, that she could be, but it's still.
I was on a panel with her before. We got into it real bad.
Who haven't you got into it with?
Miss Polly, because I told her she was full of shit.
Well, about which part?
About the things that she have men doing for her. It's just unrealistic, ma'am. You don't even look like nothing.
On Izzy's show.
Yeah, you
was
remember?
On Izzy's show. I remember that.
You don't look. I told you don't look like nothing. You think these men fit that girl? Stop.
You know what, BMU? I think in principle you're right, but men's standards are so low. I wouldn't be surprised if she got some, because if we saw the kind of dudes who's doing some shit for her, maybe you'd have a different kind of. You know what I'm saying? Men do a lot of shit for women. They don't have to be 10s.
For the most, but for the most part, if you hear how she's saying it, it's kind of like
I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying.
No, I'm saying she has all the men, but they are supposed to be loyal to her, just her. They ain't fucking around. So she's the one with all the men, and they are the ones that's loyal to her. And I remember that show because I remember BMU was asking her certain questions, and it was like, "So these niggas ain't fucking no other bras; they just fucking you." She was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I would think so." He was like, "Nah, that shit, that's bullshit." I remember that.
Does she step out? Does she step out besides?
Yeah,
that
she
stuff?
could. She said,
she always recruiting. Lying ass.
Okay. And listen, I hear what you listen. I'm not going to argue with you guys because you're probably right. But my faith in mankind that shit don't sound so far-fetched to me. We got a whole bunch of fucking guys, man, who would do anything, man, for some bond. I don't think it's that far-fetched for her to, because we don't know what the flavor of those guys are. We didn't see them.
Right.
Right? I'm saying.
The caliber of men, what caliber of men we talking about? Absolutely.
Yeah, those gotta think. I wouldn't be so surprised if she got a low caliber of men who would actually put up with some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though in principle, you know, you could still say she's full of shit because she ain't really revealing what those guys look like.
Exactly.
You know, if she say, yeah, one of my guys in rotation is King. You know, that big tall dude that walk around, you know, she would have said that. Yeah, I said, you get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm talking about, right, JT?
Right, I know you're talking about.
One of my guys is King, you know. She would have said some shit like that, man. You know, it's okay, Polly. You know what I'm saying? Get off my paddle.
But if you had like the woman that actually has a show with two men, and she is over 45 years old, and she got this one dude named Tiger, and then she got this other guy with the locks, and these dudes, she's sleeping with them, and then she brings in a second guy. Like, they had her show. I don't know what network it was on, but TLC didn't pick it up.
Okay.
It was I think she had probably had a pilot on there or something like that. But I remember seeing it on the network, but that it wasn't panning out. That's not panning out because it's not that it's not believable. It's just that I
would like to say our vows now to our brother husband.
Oh, Jesus.
Carl, I want to include you in these vows because you're a part of this circle, and I love you so much. Thank you for accepting our brother husband, and thank you for embracing me just as I am, free and totally committed to you.
Okay. Well, I would just like to say that without your courageousness, without your leadership, I wouldn't be standing here today. And I couldn't pick anyone else in this world to be a brother, a husband with than you.
Sure.
Thank you.
You can't tell me they not fucking, man.
But take it off, man. Stop it.
You can't tell me they not fucking each other. Them dudes are fucking. They're gay. They're gay. And they need to cut it out. Did you hear that dude, Ashe, with his fingers painted? And they gay. They gotta quit trying to add these dudes to the straight community. All of this is fluidity. That's all that is, man. It's just a bunch of fluid people that just do whatever. They have no boundaries or anything. That shit is crazy. That is so crazy, bro. Let me tell you something. I remember before they even got to be known the way that they were, I remember those folks being on the Zoe Williams show, and my brother Jeff Brown was on that show. If I can find that, and this was like in 2000, probably 2011, 2012, and they were talking, dog, they got offended so much, man, where it just got to the point where, Corey Holcomb was on there. And that's what pissed them off. If I can find that episode, man, it was crazy because it was like, I think they got pissed off at him and I think at Jeff, and it was somebody else that was on there, but I know Corey Holcomb, they was mad as hell because Corey Holcomb asked the dude, you already know what he asked him. Are you gay? And the guy did not answer the question.
Corey Holcomb called them backdoorians.
Backdoorians. This was before he came up with that, right? Boo-booic.
That's funny.
I just remember that. I remember them on there, and then I seen them, years later. I was like, I remember them on the Zoe morning show, man. Salute, brother. But that is so crazy to see a man talking to another man as if that man is his husband. Like, it's nothing believable about the men they're not straight.
Yeah,
they're
you're
not
gay.
Straight at all. You're gay.
I want to ask, how long are you gay?
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
What did I pop into, Paul?
Whoa. Yeah, man. You know why are you gay? You know, if I'm gonna pause for a second, guys. Welcome Rogue's son to the show tonight. Also, guys, the joke of the night is two of them. My son said I had to tell them. What do you call a pig who knows karate? Anybody want to guess? A pork chop.
Pork food.
I didn't want to laugh. Don't make me laugh.
That's good. That's good.
Oh my God, man! But yeah, man, we dealing with a lot of the backdoorians, bro. It's a lot going on with the backdoorians.
I mean, in the thumbnail you have white bitches and a brother. So what we talking about?
Yeah. Well, what we're talking about is it's time. Listen, this black man is being taken care of by these white women. That he's married to all of them. It's three of them now. He has one that's around 48, 49. One is in her 30s, and the other one is in her late 20s.
All right, he winning.
And they go, yeah, he's winning.
That's what I see.
He winning.
Yeah, he's winning.
No, the thing is, look, three women make more sense than one woman. The thing is, you're going to, all right, so your woman always believed that you possibly could be cheating on her. That's because she knows that you can handle more than one woman. So that's two right there. You're just going to defaultly get another woman. That's three, and potentially another just from the environment. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't think it's just supposed to be some dating thing, but like you said, homie married them, so he made them sister wives. He's powerful in that. Is people hating on them simply because you know what I'm saying? They pilgrims?
Yeah, they're hating because the black women are hating for sure. That's what we were looking at in the video here, which I'm going to pull back up. They're hating, especially this guy right here. But listen,
the issue here with Mr. Davis, and the issue is, it's not even that he has three wives while he's not doing anything. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that, but clearly he has women that are making more than him, and he's still getting the respect as a man. That's why he's able to add on more. He's able to lead even though he's not the breadwinner. This is something in American culture that you don't really see. You're definitely not going to see it in the black community. And I just want to talk about that because that is where we're always going, right? Dr. Umar Johnson has talked about, if you're a black man, you're not, you're selling out, dating other women. And I mean, I can understand what he's talking about, and I can definitely get what he means. Like, I understand it.
But being black don't win out.
But in the situations where, let's say, for example, a black man might not be as educated, but let's say, for example, he's in the blue collar, or you have a woman that, feels like he's doing better. We've seen too many examples of black men feeling emasculated for the fact that, this woman is doing better than him in some form or in some way. Whereas in this case, and although I do not agree with the setup, I believe as a man, you should never let a woman take care of you. I don't care who you are. I just believe that. But look at this situation here. And I'm not saying that every woman is the same. But what I'm finding out is for black men who are dealing with other ladies in different cultures, they seem to have, they get more respect, even if they make less, from other groups for the fact that they're still men. They're more likely to be able to still have a leadership role in the house. And can we be honest and say that a lot of black men in America, hell, even if they are the ones that are leading in the house, are making the most money, it's hard kept to see that these guys are still getting the same sort of respect. And when guys see this, I don't think guys are looking at this saying, hey, I want to be the next black man with like three wives also. I don't think guys are looking at that. What guys are looking at this and saying, well, this is a vindication of what I felt, that outside of black America, I'm going to get more respected in white America or in other groups of the communities, right? That if I go to. And here's another thing in the room, the elephant in the room. black men like to size other black men up, although we don't want to say it, right? We're looking at this guy and, we're looking at his mannerisms, how he talks, how he acts. And we're able to process one thing, that we do not believe in America he would be able to do the same thing, having 3 African-American wives that would be working and taking care of him while he stayed home. We all as brothers are saying, ain't no way in hell he could pull that off in black America. He just could not. If he didn't do that route, if he didn't widen his scope, he would be a dude married, if that, to one woman, if that, or not divorced.
That's so shady.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I said that myself. Yeah, man. Listen, you know what, man? I tell you what, it's not so much the white women, and I'll be real quick. Black women actually have priced themselves out of the market. Pretty much. They pretty much price themselves out of the regular market. Because they all...
Well, not according to Tyler Perry. Anissa's in the chat right now. Anissa sent me a message today talking about Tyler Perry, Taisha Perry. Taisha Perry is paying women what they deserve, and I can read it. I can read it to you. So they're not priced out of the market according to Tyler, because he's paying them a high amount of money. Now I got Anissa's message here.
Well, that's not what I mean, though.
To keep the scopes alive.
Oh, I just wanted to throw that in there though, because I'm being petty. She said Tyler Perry, he doesn't bash black women. He has helped elevate them. No, Tyler Perry has used all your grief and pain to make a living off of it.
Makes him as a billionaire out of that shit.
A billionaire off of talking about nappy head hoes who can't keep a man.
Yeah, man, shit, man. He's the ultimate. He's a Derek Jackson on steroids.
Yep. But the fact is, the thing is that they want that much attention. They accept toxic attention.
Oh, yeah.
They accept toxic intention.
Yeah.
So
she said, She said, I applaud anyone willing to pay black actresses what they are worth. White actresses making millions and black ones making thousands. Listen, those white actresses, Anissa, they make better movies.
Facts.
I'm just being real.
Facts.
When you think of Fatal Attraction, who you thinking of? Give me a movie. Give me a movie where a black woman was the lead in it, and it was great. I'll wait.
And it was great.
Woman King.
You don't get the whole. If that Woman King don't get the hell out of here.
Y'all watch that shit?
G20, where Viola Davis played the president and was throwing 300-pound men out of windows.
Yeah, you know what, man? I forbid anybody to watch that in my house.
Give me Miss Congeniality, Sandra Bullock. Give me Sandra. Matter of fact, don't just give me Sandra. Give me what's the other one name? Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Just name a black actress that's better than Julia Roberts and Sandra Bullock. Even in action movies, Sandra Bullock played feminine, but she was on the bus. But the movie was fucking great. Speed was wonderful.
I'm trying to think of one to prove you wrong, black man, but I can't think of one.
Wait a minute. You don't think a black woman could have played that role?
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross Wiz.
You don't think a black woman could have played that role though in Speed?
No.
Oh, any woman could have played that role, man.
Any woman could have played it, but I'm just saying the white women are making more money because they're just better at it, man. You just got to know who
come on, wait a minute. The industry is set up. The industry is set up to support their culture first and foremost. You gotta be honest with that. You know what I'm saying? Their culture is considered the standard for the industry, so they're definitely going to have a greater yield and access to yield.
Great movie though. That doesn't translate to a great movie. You know,
or even the great character in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what, B? I mean, that's a great trivia question because there's a lot of black actresses. Well, not a lot, but there's some black actresses I do like. You know,
but Anissa, I want Anissa to answer the question though. Anissa, you're in the chat, baby. Anissa, tell me one movie that you've seen that a black woman leading that it was an amazing movie. It's a classic. Because I know Pretty Woman is a classic. I know Speed is a classic. I know Miss Congeniality is a classic. I mean, what are we talking about? 9 to 5. I'm working 9 to 5. Classic.
Yeah, that is a classic movie. I saw that shit too.
So tell me what movie? What movie? What we talking about? Mahalia Jackson and what the movie was? I don't know. Tell me.
9 to 5 was.
Look how far. Now, I'm gonna say one, but look how far I got to go back. Again, Diana Ross. What was the name of that? Her and Billy D. Williams. Mahogany.
Yeah. That was
and then they played another movie.
You know what? Yeah, we talking about Diane Curl with
Damn, we got to go far back.
Nah, I'm saying, but that was sustenance though, right? Now, it's not. Now it's cookie cutter, and that's why Tyler Perry can get off how he do. He participates in the cookie cutter and you know the supplementation of tropes.
Damn it! I gotta know one.
Man, you can't tell about that. Ain't nobody on this panel said shit yet.
I'm not a movie watcher like that, but I can't think of an actual movie led by a black woman that really stood out to me like that.
Taraji P. Straw.
Oh, you know what? See, here's my thing. When we say great movie, that's where it, because I tell you what, I thought Taraji P. Henson was good in the movie where she played where the brother with Cheeto was playing in the newsroom. Well, I forgot the name of that damn movie. It was during the time of like Black Revolutionaries. She was in it. Cedric the Entertainer, Don Cheadle. They were all radio hosts.
Oh, I know. It was on HBO.
You talking about Petey Green? Talk to me.
Yeah. Was that it? Yeah. Talk to me.
Was that a movie or TV series?
It was a movie. It was about Petey Green. It was a biopic about Petey Green, the famous disc jockey.
Coach Ferg said, "What's love got to do with it?"
Man, if you don't get the Coach Ferg,
stop the bullshit. Listen,
you know what? I tell you what. You know what was a hit though? We might hate it, but Wait Until Exhale was a hit with those chicks.
Yeah.
No,
okay. Hold on. Stop that.
What's love got to do with it was good, but it wasn't because of it was because of Lawrence Fishburne.
Hey, guess what? When a black and let me say this, and I'm gonna set this shit up.
Okay.
When a black woman do a movie, what's love got to do with it? Waiting to Exhale. It's always about prominent black women who fuck married men, who fuck over their husbands, or their husbands fuck over them. That's always the movie. Always the movie. On Speed, Sandra Bullock wasn't running from a man beating her ass.
No. You know what, man? I don't want to lose my.
Julia Roberts on Pretty Woman, she played a whore that ended up getting her husband.
Yeah,
that's how you know this shit's fucking fancy.
Damn it, man! I'm a fan.
They would have killed that bitch in real life. You know what I'm talking about?
The linchpin really is it a great movie, and that's key, man, because there's not that many great movies out there.
It's not.
Now, I consider great.
Somebody
movies.
said Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act.
No, not Sister Act.
That was not that was.
Whoopi Goldberg played in the movie. Was it when she had a fight with the guy hit her in the stomach? Said, come on now.
You talking about Jumping Jack Flash?
Yeah, that was her movie, right? It was Sister Act got all the accolades and shit.
Okay, let's do
and Sister Act was a musical.
Yeah,
it wasn't
right. Can we do Della Reese Harlem Nights? I want to do Della Reese with Della Reese Harlem Nights.
Yeah, that was stellar. That was
classic.
That's a classic. Okay, we do Della Reese.
But see, again, that she wasn't lead.
Yeah.
Okay. So do they have to be all the way black?
No. It's just what movie that they played in.
Okay, Anissa, hold on. Anissa said Angela Bassett. Anissa, tell me what movie Angela Bassett in where she led that it was a classic. That when it come on TV, you sit down and watch that motherfucker.
Well, it's what love's got to do with it, but it's not a channel stop.
When I see what's love got to do with it, I go watch Law and Order Special Victims.
If you didn't have Lawrence Fishburne in there, wasn't nobody watching what's love got to do with it.
I gotta admit something, okay? Now, whether you think she's all the way black or not, but I watch every time Colombiana is on, I watch.
Hey, hold on about saying, but it's about listen. That goddamn, what's her name? Zoe Salata.
Yeah, so if we consider her
that boy, that thing fine, boy. That thing sexy to me.
I watched that.
Oh my God! Somebody said Dorothy Dandridge. Jesus fucking Christ!
Wait, hold up. Wait, what? Zoe? Okay, so that little bitty bitch.
She's sexy to me. She's sexy as fuck to me. I love her.
Again,
it
was Harry It was Harry Belafonte that actually was the lead in that movie that you're talking about, Coach Ferg. I know what movie you're talking about, but Harry Belafonte was.
Hey, now look at Braxton. Okay, now let's go to action movies. Uma Thurman, Kill Bill. Name one black actress that did a movie like Uma Thurman did on Kill Bill. So, yeah. I don't know none.
Wasn't your girl on Kill Bill?
Slow face, Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox?
Yeah, she had one little scene.
He said
that was. Damn. You said something right there about black man.
I'm trying to tell you, ain't nobody telling me nothing.
I mean, we got a cherry pick, but there was a young black woman, a Redbone.
We digging.
The gay guy sister who played Eve's Bayou when she was young.
Oh, you talking about you talking about now Eve's Bayou again?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Leader.
Sorry.
Yeah, hey, come on. I'm trying.
Samuel L. Jackson was the leader, and you had Megan Good that was on there also. So you had the Smollett. Yeah, she was the daughter that he got.
Smollett was a young girl when she was.
Yeah, you had Smollett played her little sister. She played her little sister, and Megan Good was the older sister. And Megan Good used to sit on his lap because she was a daddy's
Pam Grier.
girl.
Okay, so you got Pam Grier up there. What classic, Coach Ferg?
No, it wasn't classic unless you.
That's it.
You got Pam Grier. What's the classic Pam Grier was in?
Coffee. Foxy Brown.
Anytime you niggas gotta say it ain't.
They were all what they call them exploitation.
Yeah,
those black exploitation movies, which were good to us, but we're saying great to they were to the world, or to at least to America. You know what I'm saying?
Jackie Brown is not a channel stopper.
Man, fuck America.
No, Jackie Brown was like
that shit don't count. That is no measurement.
Right?
You got to be the measurement of our own
Who don't count? Who you say don't count?
He said Jackie Brown.
Oh yeah, that shit don't count.
No, because you still had the dude. You had Fred the Hammer. You had my man that played in Superfly. You had all the pimp movies and all of that shit. So yeah.
Don't forget our boy now. Don't forget our boy, JT.
Who that?
Way down in the jungle deep, the badass lion stepped on the 65 monkey's feet.
I was about to say he shitted on all those films because he made comedy, and a lot of people. Because I know as a kid looking at that shit, Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law. Man, that shit was funny as hell. And then I didn't know that he did it purposely. To be like, nah. If you seen how he did it, man, that shit was funny as hell.
Can I have a moment of your time? That motherfucker came out. That motherfucker said, that motherfucker came out. That shit on. That nigga said, way down in the jungle deep, the badass lion stepped on the 65 monkey's feet. The motherfucker, can't you see why you standing on my goddamn feet? What? The lion said, I ain't heard a word you said. But if you say 3 more, I'll be stepping on your motherfucking head. Come on, man.
Classic. He came and kicked all them niggas in the head when he came out with all those, because the shit was so funny. Drive, nigga, drive. When he was doing shit like that. And then when you heard him speak, he didn't even sound like this. His real dialect was more articulate. Yeah. It was like, damn, all of this was a, you know what I'm saying?
It's how he told the story.
Yeah.
Because he started out like, way down, and he started out like that.
Yeah.
But then he calmed down. Now the monkey lived in the jungle in the oak tree. bullshitting the line every day of the week. Where every day before the sun go down, the lion would kick his ass all through the jungle town. But the monkey got wise and started using his wit and said, I ain't gonna stop putting up with this old ass kicking shit. So he ran up to the lion the very next day and said, oh, Mr. Lion, there's a big bad motherfucker coming your way. When you meet, it's gonna be a goddamn scene. And whenever you meet some badass, it's bound to be. He said he's somebody that you don't know. He just broke loose from the Ringling Brothers show.
You know, how many times you see that fucking movie?
No,
that's rapping.
Listen, Black Man has an old soul. He has an old soul because there's no fucking way you can tell me that you had to really.
Listen, bro, I can do the whole fucking thing. My daddy, bro, would listen to that shit when we would sleep at night, and I used to sit in the bed and laugh my motherfucking ass off.
Oh, that's cool. You had a cool dad, cuz. You got a cool dad.
Man, my dad used to listen to that shit, bro. I used to laugh my fucking ass off.
Yeah, somebody said Willie Dynamite.
My dad used to listen to Wanted by Richard Pryor.
Man,
my brother was sneaking
good shit, bro.
Yeah, that was one of that Wanted was so damn out cold, man. And the album they put a lot of money in it, man, because it was an all white album, and it had like the Braille-ish type of thing to it, and you had him in gray
drawn on it. Yeah,
I used to. Hold on, man. I gotta do my favorite part, and I'm gonna stop. Gotta do my favorite part, and I'm gonna stop.
Rock, nigga. Shit, go ahead.
Okay, I gotta do my favorite part. He said, let me get my shit together. He said, baby, he talked about your people in a hell of a way. He talked about your people till his hair turned gray. He said your dad is a freak and your mama's a whore. She spotted running through the jungle, selling asshole from door to door.
Yo, it was those party records that showed the trauma that black people was dealing with that one phenomenon of having been bred and shit. When you listen to those party records, LaWanda Page, yo, they was nasty in that motherfucker. Yo,
that boy
why
said,
you old niggas ain't teach us how to talk like that?
Man, that boy said,
smooth ass shit.
That's rapping, man. That's what rap really is, cuz people think that rap comes from hip hop, and it don't. That's real rap. Rap is supposed to be a social way of conversation. It ain't got nothing to do with a beat or music, but I mean, shit, look what it is now. It's the future, all jacked up.
He said, man, that nigga said your sister did the damnedest trick. She got so low, she sucked the earthworm's dick. God damn.
How you even think of some shit like that?
Boy. He said she was spotted with your niece behind the tree screwing a motherfucking flea. He said he saw your aunt sitting on the fence giving a goddamn zebra a French.
Oh, man.
Hey, boy, Rudy was the motherfucking man, boy. What?
He was.
You a special dude, bro. I'm telling you right now. Being at the age you are, knowing this shit verbatim.
Now, did this come from sitting down and listening to it, or sneaking around the corner when your daddy was listening when you was supposed to be
actually listening to that shit?
I would listen to the records when my daddy left the house, because even when he said, even when he talked about Hurricane Annie, that nigga said Hurricane Annie. When she said Hurricane Annie could fill any space. No, he said Hurricane Annie got into a pageant. Yes, that's what he said. Hurricane Annie got into a pageant. She can fill any space. For her trick, she turned a cartwheel, threw a titty between her legs, and squirted in the milk in the judge's face. What? That shit was But look, it's all
what you been smoking on?
That lives to this day. That if you ever listen to Sugar Free, that lives to this day. That style of rhetoric, it lives to this day.
What, bro? This is my last one. A man beat his wife's ass and went to jail. Once he went to jail, he was locked up for a long time. Somebody brought that man a letter and said, your wife is still cheating with the man that got you put in jail. The man got so mad and so furious, he broke out of the jail and jumped the fence and started running. The guard said, "We ain't chasing out that motherfucker. Let the goddamn cheetah go, and he'll catch him." The cheetah chased the man. The man jumped one fence. The cheetah jumped the other one. The man jumped the second fence. The cheetah jumped the next one. The man jumped the third fence, and the cheetah jumped it. The man got to a wall he couldn't jump. He looked back and saw the cheetah running full speed. He got on his knees and started praying, "Lord, help me." The cheetah came right beside the man and got on his hind legs and looked up to the sky and bowed his head. The man looked over at the cheetah and said, "Are you praying too?" The cheetah said, "Hell no, nigga. I'm saying grace. I'm about to eat your black
Sound like you from Mississippi. Where you from?
Bro, if you put me on some Rudy Ray, nigga, I would get in front of a crowd, nigga. I know that shit verbatim, nigga.
You do, and that's why I'm tripping. I'm really tripping out, y'all, because I'm telling you, Rudy Ray Moore,
man.
Look, how many years are you younger than me? And I can tell you right now, I used to listen to that shit, but it was basically for my parents' generation, man. They were the ones that it was for. And I was young when that shit came out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What year did that come out? Let me look it up.
It was like in the 80s. It was like early 80s, late 70s, because my daddy had his records.
Yeah, Rudy Ray Moore and
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, so
it
was 70s to the 80s.
It came out in 1970.
1970 was when, especially the Signify Monkey, that one came out like in the. That came out in the 70s.
Signify Monkey came out in 70. That's 13 years before I was born.
Yeah. So I remember because he was just doing that and making the records, but then when he started doing film, that was when motherfuckers was going to go see it. I'm thinking that is exploit, the black exploitation movies, but it was a spoof of them.
Yeah.
The shit was crazy because I didn't want to go see the Superflies and all that stuff. Our parents, we just went because we was with them. But when we started seeing, and you remember in that time, you used to be able to watch 2 movies.
Yes, sir.
And so I remember Petey Wheatstraw came out. Man, when I tell you, I couldn't stop laughing. And what made it funny was because he always had this serious look on his face. If you guys don't get it, if you guys get a chance, you can look at it on YouTube. Go watch some of Rudy Ray Moore's stuff. The Devil's Son-in-Law, Petey Wheatstraw. It was another one that he did where he had the orgy with all the women. Oh, that was the Devil's Son-in-Law, wasn't it? He was the devil gave him all the women to sleep with and all that stuff. Yeah. Man, when I tell you the shit was so funny, I was like, wow. And then as it came out, that was what he was doing. He was making fun of the blaxploitation movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was the Wayans brothers before the Wayans brothers.
Look at his some of his last interviews. You'll find out he didn't talk the way that he was doing it as the guys that he was actually portraying.
His roles,
Yeah, he had a different dialect.
It's the same thing that Richard Pryor did. Look, Richard Pryor didn't say funny shit. He said real shit funnily.
Yeah, he just told stories for real.
Yeah, he just told stories.
I mean, he's born from the game. How else is he finna tell it?
Yeah,
your mama a hoe and your grandmama is the madam. Your father a pimp. You are born of the game, in the game. This motherfucking midichlorian count is the highest.
Now watch this. Yeah. Hold on just a second. We're gonna go back to this. Somebody in the chat said, Nissa again. Jesus Christ. Nissa says Halle Berry died another day. No, it was Pierce Brosnan.
Halle Berry died another day.
He was the lead actor. He was the lead actor.
And that was
her titties stole the show, though. You know what I'm saying? Her titties.
That was on what movie was that? Swordfish.
Oh,
Swordfish.
Swordfish was the shit.
Yeah.
Swordfish was the shit.
She showed them titties on Swordfish, and then then Billy Bob Thornton beat that thing up What movie was
Monsters
that?
Ball. Monsters Ball.
That was a horrible movie.
That movie was horrible, man. That was a dark ass movie right there.
Make me feel better.
And P. Diddy was in jail then, wasn't he?
Yeah. Damn, boy.
On death row.
Shit coming full circle, ain't it? God damn. God damn. Yeah, Billy Bob going in there. He's trying to make me feel good. He in there just every 2 seconds hitting it with something. What?
That movie was so dark. I think I've only watched it one time. I couldn't watch it again.
Who wrote that movie? Was it that weird
somebody
weird black dude? It's a weird black dude.
It was a black dude.
He made weird movies. He made weird movies. I mean, he in the vein of Tyler Perry, but he worse than homie. He made Empire. He made Empire.
Tyler Perry.
I know you're talking about the guy, man. Yeah, he's
Lou Daniels. Some shit.
Lee Daniels. Yeah, boy, he sucked more dick than he sucked more dick than the kids suck 7-Eleven straws. and that's why I just I'm getting to the point right now, man. I really don't care for these gay people no more. I really don't. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. I just don't care. They want everything. They want you to love them. They want you to like them. They want you. If you don't like them, let's take your life. Let's take your livelihood. Let's take your money. Let's take everything.
They got to turn this motherfucker into Rome, dog. That's look. They've been doing it the whole time. They just got to get everybody cool with them doing all this shit in the open. You see how they distorting all of naturality. A woman ain't a woman no motherfucking more, but because a white man wanted to say, I want to be a white bitch. It's like, all right, yo, you want to be your bitch too, huh, Peckerwood? You want to be everybody, including your bitch.
That wasn't Lee Daniels that wrote Monsters Ball.
Entertainment before we go down into the gay shit.
He produced it.
Before we go down in that dark hole, I think
pause.
Well, it's a dark ass hole back there.
Pause, nigga.
It's a dark ass hole. It's a dark hole.
I have to help you on that one, nigga. God damn.
Funky.
I'm just trying to say the conversation about entertainment.
Jesus.
That channel stoppers. I mean, this like when we're talking about the fact that if the black what black actress is in a classic flick, right? I think, like, for example, that was a good conversation, and I'm glad it went off into the way we went off into it, because there's a lot of shit that I like, because I watch a lot of different shows. Like, if you like HBO, if you ever saw True Detective season 1,
yeah,
the greatest fucking seasons I've ever seen in terms of two detectives who didn't like each other, who had to solve a case. That was a great ass series. It was really great. So I like that. That's kind of
how they get y'all to like police.
Taraji P. Henson, like her or hate her, her best work was actually Person of Interest.
What was that about?
When she left that, it was a TV show.
Yeah.
And when she left, she had to come when I think it was 3 seasons, and then they killed her off, and she had to do a tour.
Oh yeah, she sure did.
To tell people why she left, because people were so upset that she left the show. That's when people are clamoring for you like that. That's to me, that's the pinnacle of success.
Yeah.
Did they get Holly weird for her, and that's why she left? They was getting Holly weird. It was a whole bunch of small. Hey, you want to vent that over? Make you a star.
But I like some of that kind of stuff.
Damn.
Anyway,
y'all are making me realize that I need to change my life. Y'all making me realize I need to change my life, because I'm realizing that I've been the oldest guy in the room too many times, because I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
You're supposed to create a dynamic for the future. Don't forget about the old shit.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, clearly I need to be around more older people, because fam, I'm Googling stuff as y'all talking, and I'm looking at like, I've never seen that. Yep, don't know who that is.
Hey man, after Gen X, man, listen. After Gen X, man, since the crack era, man, y'all miss all that good shit.
Cause this PD Wheat show, I found it on YouTube. We got a full movie on YouTube. I definitely plan on watching this shit. 1977.
Yeah.
Rudy Ray Moore, he got his credit at the end. He changed the game. You know what I'm saying? He got his credit at the end. I think Eddie Murphy did sort of a rendition of it a few years ago.
Yeah, you can. No, he did it. He did a biopic, and he did. It's on. You can still go watch it on Netflix. It's great, man. It's
good.
It's dope.
It is.
What is producing some of his own movies?
Eddie Murphy on Netflix.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy moving around, he get that money.
Oh yeah, he got shit. Eddie Murphy got like 4 movies on Netflix. He getting Netflix money. He got, which I didn't really like it, but he got and I hate that they mess with the damn franchise. But what's the shit? He been a cop. Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
They should have left. They should have left that shit alone, man.
He did a fourth one, right? He did
They should have left that shit alone, man. They should have left it alone.
Another one?
Wally World.
Yeah.
The one with Wally World.
No. Wally World was 3.
He did another one.
4. Yeah. This one is with him and his daughter.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they should have left it alone. But it was crazy because they had all of the original cast. So that was what I appreciated. I mean, if you ain't never watched the whole franchise, you're not going to really appreciate it. Like my man that always got his name wrong, the dude that used to play Balky. And he'd be like Aquel instead of calling it Axel.
He was on there,
He was on there.
Y'all remember watching that Mike Tyson fight, just looking how old he looked trying to hit Jake Paul? That's what it looked like watching these old ass niggas in this movie. That's what it looked like watching.
That's
it's kind of like you have to be able to appreciate it if you followed it, and then that's what I appreciated to see.
Look. Some of those stories they need to put a fucking closure on, man. You just keep shit going, just to keep it going. You make some new shit, but the thing is, when you make new stuff, then that's what tends to shift the status quo, and then they're not permitted to do that. Hence, Tyler Perry making the same thing over and over and over and over.
Oh yeah, man, because he know he's gonna make money on it. And no overhead, high return, just changing a couple of words in the script.
Yeah. Tyler Perry, man, his time is up. I'm sick of him. His mother. He need to make a movie.
Tell
My mama.
Tell that the black women. Tell that.
He need to make another movie called "My Mother Was a Whore."
Okay. Yeah, if you make a movie like that should have been just
My Mother Was a Whore, and I'll go see that.
No, wait. My Mother Was a Whore is not it.
But wait a minute. What is the measurement of a whore in the United States? What?
His mama.
Hold on a minute. His mama.
You need to get him and Kirk Franklin's mama to do a duet.
We're gonna talk about
him and Kirk Franklin's mama to do a duet.
We're doing a show Tuesday called "We're Not Okay." We talk about men's mental health, and I was gonna play them videos on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But nigga, I just watched. What's the comedian's name? What's his name? The one that hikes his pants up and be acting like he retarded.
That interview he did with Shannon Sharp.
Arnez J said he found out as a grown man. He said he told his auntie, "I'm finna go visit my daddy." As a grown man, she said, "You talking about the man that raised you?" He said he went to his mama at a grown man and say, "Mama,
no, hold on, if you got again another that was great." That was a great interview because if anybody know who Arnez J is, if you've ever followed him from the he laughing again because he probably don't even know who the fuck we talking about. but from the Def Comedy days, right? He always was. Who Arnez is. He was the comedian that did his comedy was more physical, right?
Yeah.
You would have thought Arnez J was like a clown type of dude. That interview gonna tell you exactly who he is. Was anything funny about what he did? What he was talking about? His daddy shot him. His mama fucked him up. It's like the whole thing. You be like, oh, I understand why he became a comedian now. He had to get away from all of that shit.
How you find out the nigga ain't your daddy when you're a grown man? He asked his mama, if that's my daddy, and she looked at him like, boy, don't ask me that.
If he's saying it. Kirk Franklin said, all of this is documented. Kirk Franklin and Tyler Perry, and then you got countless of other men that's saying, my mama don't want to have accountability. She fucked my life up and other people's life up and will not take accountability. Kirk Franklin is so fucked up right now because his mama, he had to stop talking to his mama.
And Bruce too.
because she was sitting there while he understood that he was right down the street from his daddy and didn't know that that man was his daddy, and his mama never told him. Had him hating a man that he thought was his daddy that didn't want to have shit to do with him.
Hey, JT.
And then he finds all that shit out. And then even with Tyler Perry, got his ass whooped by a man. The man hated him because the man understood that he wasn't his son. And mama never said anything to these men.
You know what? Antoine Daniels just had a show with a lady coming on because he does these little interviews, reaction videos. And the lady was trying to convince men that they should just forgive the chick for paternity fraud. So if you want to be a real man, forgive the woman.
Yeah.
You have all this bar. I said, God damn.
Okay, so but the thing is, that's the most important part. The fact that they could take it so egregious. Like you wouldn't even, the thing, that's why it stands out to us like, damn, that's a funky bitch. Like dirty. I wouldn't even chose you had I known you was that dirty, right? You know what I'm saying? You be thinking that you could see some flags or whatever in the beginning, and it's like, nah, you'll turn to a motherfucking spider bitch that quick. Well, that's the programming. That's the social conditioning for women across the board. That's their motherfucking foundation. Now you find those who might elevate themselves above that, whatever, but they're in the minority. That's the standard value aspect unto the man and unto their children. Because again, their children aren't their children. Their children are motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, bargaining chips and shit.
Yeah,
so that means that. Yeah, so it's like where is she valuing from? Is this now a black woman value standard or whatever, or is this an adopted other woman's value standard?
Well, I tell you what, that's a good question, because I think that some of the shit that they do, even if it's dastardly, it's natural to them. And not the nefarious part of it, but I was on Dee Dee's panel today, right? And I have this theory that every woman, whether she's a good woman or a bad woman, if she has any men in her orbit, the only thing she's thinking about is what she could extract from that man.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you could talk to any woman, if you're in her orbit, whether you're trying to have sex with her or not, she only lets you stay there if she could get something out of you. Whether it's a conversation, whether it's fixing some shit, whether it's moving some shit, whether it's banging her out if you're the maintenance man, whether it, and it doesn't always have to be nefarious, but just think about it, because Dee Dee had to think about it. I said, well, okay, if there was a man in your orbit before you were married, or if he didn't have no use for you, did you have those guys in your orbit? No. Most women, if they have a guy in their orbit, she's extracting some energy from this guy, or else he wouldn't be there.
They're already operating on a transactional intention again, because that's the social conditioning. They value you as a motherfucking.
I don't think it's a social condition.
No,
it's a natural condition.
Yeah, I think it's a natural. But you know who understands it? No, you know who really understands that? Pimps. They understand that women are tools to extract. And so that's how they will use them. It goes from that, it's like the natural proclivity of a woman. Pimps actually understand that. You can't get a pimp to go and just get money from a nigga. How you gonna do that?
I mean,
get women.
The thing is, pimps understand that the intention of the woman, depending on if she hiding the pants or not. Like most of them hiding the pants, they're not just out there home just for the dough. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, they want that rush and everything as well. So it's like, all right, he's saying that this is a way to capitalize off the situation. It's like if she's gonna put herself out there, then she's gonna put herself out there. It's not.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like today's. I'm talking about an actual, authentic, thorough pimp. He does not get a woman that knows. He gets them lost. right?
Yeah, I want to raise it. It's not just sex I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about the listen.
Well, pimp wants his woman to go get money from selling sex to a dude.
No. I'm on the standpoint of what you're saying, Arpain.
And
I'm
all
just
the
saying
hoes
that the
ain't
pimp
lost.
understand.
Some of those hoes are conscious of exactly what they doing, not on drugs, not motherfucking drinking, and out there selling that motherfucking monkey.
No, listen. Those ain't good. Those ain't good hoes. Those ain't gonna never be a bottom bitch. The bottom bitch is a woman that can, and this is some real shit. This ain't even funny. A man can, if you think about the psychology of this, you go out there, sell your body, get the money, and give all the money to him. You gotta be a lost bitch to be able to do some shit like that. What you talking about? You can't be a woman with the wherewithal to sit back and say, I could do it myself. You know why? Because you end up being with these lost assholes he is right now. This is why they so fucking lost.
I was taken underwing by those who was in the game at a very early age and showed and showcased the game and seen everything behind the scenes and everything. And it wasn't none of the shit that they try to project to y'all out there as the stereotypical broken bitch that's just out there doing that. That is business. First and foremost, it's business. Them chicks know what they're doing.
What I was saying and brought it down to whores and pimps. I'm saying that a regular fucking woman, whether she's a whore or not, if she has men in her orbit, she's extracting something from that guy. It's not necessarily sex. Women don't have guys in their orbit unless she sees that guy benefiting her. Whether it's a conversation. When you guys are talking about pimps and hoes, I'm not talking about pimps and hoes.
Yeah, no. But
I don't know why not.
What you're not understanding is that when the woman approach off a transaction right off the bat, that is trick hoe dynamic. So she might be. That's why I say the social conditioning. A lot of these chicks.
That's why we're not talking about the same thing because I'm not talking.
No, you are talking about the same thing. Because why do you think you got these young hoes out here now talking about you got to have 6 figures and shit? Yeah, bitch, you ain't done nothing in the motherfucking world.
That's what I was getting ready to get to.
Offering you motherfucking 6 figures. That's trick hoe dynamics. Even though they not whores. Even though they're not whores, the archetype of a hoe has been put out there and projected as one of prestige for women. It is now a different elevation of or evolution of a social archetype.
Yes.
You got to accept that.
And son, this is the problem with a lot of these goddamn dudes out here, those Shannon Sharps, those basketball players, they sit back and fuck with hoes and trying to act like hoes are not regular women. They don't understand the psychology of these women. Just like what you just said, Arpain, they're going to try to extract something from your ass. Attention, your time, money, all these different things. That's why pimps were so much a good dudes that was in the middle of that, because guess what they used to do? Protect the trick and the hoe. They were the brokers. You cannot try to be a dude that's a whoremonger and you trying to turn these hoes into girlfriends. That's the problem that they got. You let them know too goddamn much.
And that's the problem. They trying to turn the hoes into a housewife. They don't keep this shit separate. And that's the thing. Guys are messing up the rules of the game. Guys are allowing the women to get ahead of them and they running behind them talking about I'm just not gonna say it. You just make me mad. Fuck that. If that's where you meet her, that's how you gotta treat her. But again, it's a different breed of guys, man. And that's where we're gonna lose, man.
Everybody don't have the sauce for that though.
I understand that.
You don't. But wait a minute. If you have to be dipped and buttered in the sauce in order just to achieve a basic equilibrium, that means that shit is already toxic to begin with. That's why you got everybody now talking game and doing this black manispherian red pilling and shit. Everybody talking, they courting, but they're not talking families and they're not talking communities. They're talking whatever this new age courting shit, trick, hoe dynamics. Yeah. What you bring to the table. I told them motherfuckers day one as soon as they said that shit. Hey, y'all, there's some sucker shit in here. It was some sucker shit in KS's model that he put out there, Kevin Samuel. And it's like, nah, dog.
Oh, we're not going to disrespect the brother Kevin now, is we?
Ain't no disrespect. Hey, I come from the same place that nigga was in, cuz I remember the nigga only had 120 subscribers.
I'm saying, but tell me what you disagree with
It's
about
not, it's,
Kevin.
because he has some sucky shit involved in there. The
Like
way of the whole thing of I'm worth six figures. I'm worth this. So this is the worth that you should ascribe to me of why I should be worthy of respect. A lot of them niggas was in there begging for motherfucking respect, as opposed to with going more, as opposed to going SYSBM, and before they using the passport bro thing. You know what I'm saying? You have motherfuckers talking about it and going for their fucking happiness, where they know they got access at, and where they know that the chicks are fucking choosing. A lot of these motherfuckers just got some crowd when they job about black women. A lot of them motherfuckers didn't want black women, couldn't get black women or whatever. Never had a motherfucking black woman to be adhered to their word. So it was a lot of suckerism in that shit as well.
Rogan,
I ain't saying that it was totally wrong.
Let me ask you something on your point, because I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. Because he said, you know what he did? He was trying to set a standard. Maybe we don't agree with the standard he set, right? And because then there's some wiggle room in there, because the standard he set we could debate about. But until Kevin Samuels, most men weren't talking about men having standards. So he was trying to set a standard, right? And we don't have to agree with the standard, six figures and all that other kind of stuff. But it's kind of funny on that whole point about setting standards. Whether you like a standard or not, because it didn't have to be that high. A standard doesn't have to be that high to be a standard.
Right.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this, and maybe people might think I was crazy. I saw a video of 60 guys saying,
"Oh Lord have mercy."
The reason why most black women are fat as hell is because black men don't have no standards. And she went on to explain that, and it made a lot of sense.
No, but
right? So what I'm saying is, I hear what you're saying, and you could disagree with his standard and the way he was hard over on that. But the fact is,
it's not a
we didn't have people talking about black men and standards until I remember Kevin Samuels talking about it a lot.
Okay, but now look, me and my homies used to have to talk when we was in our 20s. We was already talking about the attitudes of black women back in 2001, 2002.
It wasn't viral though, brother.
No, but that's the thing though. If it takes the motherfucking sensationalization of it for people to embrace it, you got to ask yourself, from where were you viewing your worth from the motherfucking beginning? This is why Patrice O'Neal was my favorite comic day one. I heard him before he started spitting game. I heard the game.
I tried to agree
him.
with you, man. You could be right about this all you want to be. What I'm saying is, I'm sure there was some black men who had standards before.
Yeah.
I'm saying until this shit gets national attention, it's only going to be in a small circle. And that's
I'm not negating his standard. I'm not. Hear me out, cuz I'm from the same space that this motherfucker was from, cuz. For real, on the fucking list of the on that same list, homie. So hear me out. My thing is, with his standard, yes, it was fucking bloviated, but what gave it what gave it its metal and what made it solid was the women who showed up with that fucking conditioning, bashing themselves and destroying themselves against his standard night after night after night after night, be it bloviated or not. Because they were showing up 300 pounds. They were showing up 300 pounds. They were showing up bad attitude,
exposing themselves, baby.
No, you can hear the shit in the bitch's voice when they talk. Man, come on, you know a bitch motherfucker 300 pounds when you hear her talk. Okay, no, but it wasn't just that they were exposing themselves. They were exposing the social condition that they were under and the illusion that they were under of what they believe, how they saw themselves, right? So the thing, so that's what made it solid. That's what made me to be like, all right, then, well, you know what? As opposed to being a respectful disrespecter, I'm gonna become a disrespectful protector behind homie, because then they started, you know what I'm saying, dancing on his grave and all that shit. Because it's like, yo, wait a minute, you can't hate that. You can't hate that he had a standard. I didn't hate that he had a standard. All of us are afforded a fucking standard. How else are you going to get a specific quality of woman unless you have one?
No, but okay, I'm fairly new to YouTube. I'll say 2022, mid 22, when I sort of retired, right? started finding other things to do. What I saw in what he was doing, what I was trying to do to dudes half the age of niggas on YouTube, right? Because a lot of, and again, I always go to this time because I can always remember most brothers and sisters didn't have low self-esteem. Most brothers and sisters did. Over the last 30 years, yes, a lot of brothers and sisters have low self-esteem. And they never had a chance to express where their mind was in that pain. What I saw him able to do is he gave men who didn't have a voice a different focus. Instead of chasing the woman, they got in front of the woman. And for me, it's going to help over the next 5 to 10 years for brothers. But where the sisters are making their worst mistake, they're not organizing to make any type of change.
Yeah, the double.
They want us to stay under that same feminist ideology, and you're gonna probably see it in the next election for the brothers, and the sisters are gonna separate. They're gonna separate themselves even more, but they're the ones that's gonna suffer for it. Brothers can be unique to the world, and brothers are starting to rethink their ideologies on how they deal with women, how they dealing with their own lives. Brothers are starting to try to, and it takes time. I can see it took us 40 years to get here, 60 years to get here. It might take, none of us might not see it, hopefully. But the brothers that do understand it and starting to engage more with that young boy, that young son, because remember, it's bad to be a stepdaddy. Hell yeah, we seeing those results. Hell yeah. You have a child, get a DNA. Take yourself, swab your son when you great, take him to the pizza place, swab all that shit, make sure eat your seed. Walmart sell the kit for $25. You can get the results for $150. And if you, but here's the time. It's a unique time. He had a harsh way of saying it because Gen X, we don't give a fuck about y'all feelings. I'm just saying, we get out of your feelings when you're dealing with men in the world. Tell your feelings to your loved ones. But who the hell is this nigga you feel the need to entertain? He was sort of exposing the women's mindset, like you said, but he was also giving that brother who been told he was ugly, he ain't shit, he broke, he all that. Then the boys start evaluating himself like, you know what? I ain't really broke. I ain't got no fucking debt. I just don't buy shit. I don't waste money on, I don't buy $3,000 mustaches and afros and bullshit. So I think over the next 3 to 5, you'll see a bigger difference in the brothers and the women. You see what's happening to them.
We're already there.
Shit.
The thing is that his perspective is now become the social norm of how people have discourse over, you know what I'm saying, courting and you know what I'm saying, whether one is marriageable or not.
The courting part, I don't believe that we're doing it correctly. That courting, and I don't think anybody actually understands what courting even entails, right? Because we use the word courting, and it's no different than dating, right? So courting, basically, there's a participation with the whole family, your whole community is what courting is about. Dating is actually to find the person that you would want to get to the next step of courting, and that's meeting my mom, meeting my father, my brother, meeting, cousins. I meet your side of the family, and we build them around the things that we're trying to accomplish, right? And that's to help build the community. And the way that we would do that is that we would get to a point of marriage and having kids, and then we'll build from there, and so on and so forth. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's not what's happening. What you got is a bunch of motherfuckers that's talking about what's their ideal person. you know, that 6 figures, 6'6", and all that crazy shit. And then you ask the men, what type of woman are they getting? Because a man don't have to tell what his criteria is. He go and he look and he see it. We don't have to go on dating shows and tell somebody the type of woman. That's why you don't see a whole bunch of men doing that shit. Because we got to figure that, we got to feel that shit the fuck out. We have to actually look at the women that we're in tune with.
But that's what Red Pill has converted all of this into. Remember, you got to remember, all this started with the whole so-called educated lane, the perspective of the educated lane. This is what they were saying way back in 2007, right? And you heard them having limitations, if you will, over not being, being measured, I guess, outside of what they perceived that their worth was, seeing that, all right, part of science, technology, engineering, and math. So that means that if I'm valued like this within the system, she should be valuing me like this in the system. And so it's like, okay, but they were considered educated lane. This is where Kevin Samuel came in, where BGS said that he brought him in to try to see if he could get these cats a little bit of coordination. That's why he started off with the clothing and the scents, because a lot of those cats in there were square as fuck, educated lanes, right? All right, they had the degrees, they got the skill set of I guess a formal education, but when it came to the women that they desired, hence why they talk shit about Pookie and fucking Ray Ray, they didn't have the cultural connection, they didn't have none of the idiosyncrasies that they would need in order to pull a woman like that, but they desired her. And so it's like, okay, he like, stop. Other women of the world are choosing, and this is why they choose. And these are the qualities that you could potentially see yourself of, and I guess hold yourself to a higher level than an educated lane. And that became the blueprint, and everybody started running with that. And they're not running with it in the same way as KS was. KS was making families behind the scenes. A lot of people thought it was just a dating show and all that. This dude, I ain't even a Christian. Homie was making Christian, spiritual-based, economic, black excellent-based families behind the scenes. So it wasn't just him, I guess chastising women and, reading them, the riot act or whatever. But that's the way that people took it, because most people are, especially when it comes to being in social relations with women, interactions or whatever, they're not used to being able to even have, a vocabulary of putting a woman in a place. And that shit, and that's what Red Pill them became, this back and forth new age fucking gender war shit. So no, you're right. It's not where it needs to be. And no, it's not courting. It's trick hoe dynamics.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, go ahead.
I'm listening to this. So does everything just break down to pussy? It feel like everything just break down to pussy.
Nah, it's ego. This is what it is now. It's just ego. Cause pussy out there, pussy always gonna be there.
yeah. I mean,
pussy always gonna be there.
Yeah, when you figure out the damn Da Vinci Code, pussy's just always gonna be there. You just gotta be used to getting it on the regular.
Pussy ain't going nowhere.
It also depends on how deep you want to make the conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Because listen, all men are not supposed to, lineage of all men ain't supposed to carry on.
Yeah.
Everybody, we take that shit for granted. Left up in the wild, man, the women used to just pick the guys who were the leaders of the pack. Everybody didn't get a chance to breathe. So I mean, if we want to put it down to its lowest brass tacks, without the absence of laws, with the absence of cultural mores and religion, if we were just people in the field, nature would take care of the pecking order. Just biology would take care of the pecking order. So everything that we live by is based on the fact that we want a civilized, community. And here's the thing, man. I'd like to say that what men don't get enough credit for is that a lot of things we do to have a civilized society is to make sure women are relatively safe within it. That's why we have, I always ask, I teach my white friends that I know, about this. I said, you fucking guys have conquered the whole world. And so in the last 50 years, y'all just said, oh, we will conquistadors and all this shit. And in the last 50 years, you gave all that power to women. What the fuck are y'all doing? Right? And that's exactly right. So when the 19th Amendment passed, nobody really did an analysis of how women would vote. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the shit that we're going through is because women have more power than they actually are accountable for.
But you know what?
Exactly.
Let me just say this one thing. Let me just say this one thing real quick.
Okay.
One example: the fact that women can vote to have men go to die in war, but they don't have to sign up for selective service. Is all you need to know.
And let me say this: the Roosters. I'm gonna tell you this: the Roosters are coming home to roost. And we're gonna talk about that. But listen, guys, it's 22. You guys watching? Listen, we're coming to an end of this show because we have Barbershop After Hours right after this one. So listen, don't go nowhere. But look in the chat. You'll see that we're about to go live again, or you can come back to Black Men Unfiltered Network and just hit the live because we're about to go Barbershop the After Hours, right? And then and we'll continue this conversation because I want to get into Corey Holcomb. If you know who Corey is, we talked about him earlier. He did an entire segment that we're gonna watch on the After Hours about the chickens coming home to roost, and the women losing everything. And he posted 160,000 jobs that Black women had. They lost them in April of this year. Did y'all know that?
106,000.
Black women lost 160,000 jobs in April.
To automation.
Yep. So they're gonna have to go to.
That's good.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. But guys, all 22 you guys that are here right now, go ahead and click the link in the chat. If you can't click the link in the chat to go over to the YouTube to go to the next YouTube that we're about to do, you can just come back to Black Men Unfiltered Network and do that, guys. I already put the link in the back for you guys to join in our next show, the Barbershop After Hours. So I'll see you guys there. All right. So we'll see you guys in probably 60 seconds. All right. Here we go. We out.